Use your God power. Get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. While on a hunting trip in 1927 in the Tennessee mountains, K.R. Wisson, a New York physician, encountered a 12-year-old boy who was similarly impervious. Wisson watched the boy handle red-hot irons out of the fireplace with impunity. The boy told Wisson that he had discovered his ability by accident when he picked up a red-hot horseshoe in his uncle's blacksmith shop. Okay, so this was something that he just discovered about himself. It might have been that when he picked it up, he wasn't thinking about it, and so he hadn't given it any meaning of harm, and all of a sudden he discovered he was holding a red-hot thing, but then realized it hadn't hurt him, and that could have been how he changed his meaning. Could have very well been it. He picked it up inadvertently, and he was preoccupied in his mind with something else, and then next thing you notice, he looked over and saw the thing he was holding was red hot, but at the same time, rather than immediately going to the fear response, at the same time he probably thought, well, hold it, it's not hurting me. And then from that moment, he established the meaning that it would not hurt him. That's my guess on how it happened. Okay, let's look at the normal reality. Physical meaning of hands. Hands are made of flesh. Okay, physical meaning. Red hot irons burn flesh. Naturally. Who doesn't know that? Then you have the physical meaning, red-hot irons in hands. Okay, so you have hands are made of flesh. Then you have the meaning that red-hot irons burn flesh. And then you have the meaning that you got red-hot irons in the hands. What do you get? That's simple. You get hands severely burned. Hands are severely burned. That's the physical result. That's the normal reality. Okay, that's using the normal meanings that most of us have. Okay, but he had God power enforced by his own beliefs. This kid did. Okay, so you have the physical meaning, hands are made of flesh. Okay, he's got that same meaning, that his hands are made of flesh, just like we think the same thing. But his thought meaning is that red-hot irons do not burn flesh. They don't bother him. So here he's got, the next meaning is, he's got red-hot irons in his hands, but that doesn't mean anything. If he's got a meaning that it doesn't burn, then it doesn't matter or has no meaning that he's got them in his hands. So the physical results? Naturally, the hands are completely unharmed. He can't be burnt like that. Why? Because he has the meaning that he can't be burnt like that. You can't trump that meaning. The only way you can burn him is if you talk him into believing that he can be burned. Because as long as he holds that meaning, he can't be burnt. It's just that simple. Here it says, the ability has been elicited and activated in his own experience. Once again, you're clicking the green tuning fork, and he's eliciting all the things that it takes to not be burned. And probably the horseshoes or the red-hot things in his hands probably don't feel like anything. Maybe they feel like ice cubes. Maybe they feel like a piece of wood. Because remember, everything only exists with meaning that is there, but the meaning can be changed. You can change the meaning of fire to a feather. You can change the meaning of a red-hot iron to a stick of wood. Because it only exists because it has meaning. The reason you say it's a red-hot iron or it's a red-hot horseshoe is because that's the meaning that you feel it's got. That's the meaning it has. That's what most people would look at it. That's the meaning most people would give it if they looked at it. But in his case, it doesn't have that meaning. In his case, it's harmless. Harmless. Absolutely harmless. And so, because that's his meaning for it, that's what he elicits from the situation. You have a red-hot horseshoe. Remember, all situations are neutral. Absolutely neutral. But every situation has its starting meanings, because if it didn't have a starting meaning, it wouldn't exist. So the starting meaning for most of us is that it's a red-hot horseshoe, and that it will severely burn you if you hold it in your bare hands. But because all situations are truly neutral, there's an unlimited, infinite number of possible outcomes for that situation. You have the situation of the red-hot horseshoe in his hand, and there's an infinite number of possible outcomes. And the outcome is always determined, as they tell you in quantum physics, by the chooser or the observer. So the boy observes and chooses by meaning that it's harmless, and so the outcome that's elicited from the situation of him having the hot horseshoe in his hand is harmless. What are the other possible meanings that are in the infinite that are available? Well, one of the possible meanings could be you severely burn your hand. That's one that most people would elicit from that situation. Another possible meaning is the kid could be maybe hypnotized or somehow believe for whatever reason that whenever he gets metal put in his hand, it turns to gold. So you can take the red-hot horseshoe, stick it in his hand. The fact that it's red-hot means nothing, but the fact that it's a horseshoe does to him, because when he has metal in his hand, it turns to gold. That could be done. That meaning is one of the infinite that's possible. Because remember, everything only exists at its basic level as just pure energy. The only reason why it looks like it does, feels like it does, has the characteristics that it does, is because that's the meaning that's causing that energy to display itself in that way. In the same way you would turn water to wine, rocks to bread, you could turn a horseshoe to gold. It's just that simple. It's whatever meaning you give it, because it's the meaning that elicits that potential outcome from the original energy of the situation, the original energy of the object. It's just that simple. Does this meet our definition of reality? Remember that we said, let's call reality that which someone can experience. If someone can experience it, it's reality. These experiences were real enough for those who experienced them. I guess we have discovered yet another different reality.
To continue, go to How to Use Your God Power, chapter number 10, segment number 22. Let your quest for knowing continue.